Hey, I'm Nick DiMatteo, and I am the Song Coach. If you are a professional of any kind in any field, be it law, medicine, finance, business, education, even music, or any of the other arts, any field at all, and you've been harboring a secret passion to write a song, one that you can't seem to bring out of you, then you have come to the right place and the right person. I will guide you to finally write that song that's been stuck inside of you in as little as 6 weeks by unlocking the confidence, clarity, and skills that you've had all along. And yes, you have had all of that all along. Have no fear, have no doubt. I know how to bring them out of you, get you past your blocks, and finally get that song written, and it may be the first of many. Let's say you're someone who's never written a song in your life, or at least you've never finished one. You've had a vague idea somewhere in your head, an inkling, or more lyrics, or maybe a few chords, or what have you, some part of a song, or a song that is so close to being real, but you can't get past those obstacles. Writer's block that hits you every time you try to start in again. Every time, every day that you put it off because that writer's block is standing in your way, or the fear that you're not talented enough, or you don't have the skills or the knowledge to be a songwriter, or you don't even know where to begin. Something as simple as that. Where do you start? What's the first thing you do? For whatever reason, some part of you has been keeping that precious song idea safe and unreal for so long that life has happened in the interim. Your life is going by with all of the other responsibilities and things that you love and people that you love, and you haven't been able to get to that song. If any of this is true, then again, you are in the right place. So you might want to know, how do I coach you to write your song? And learn how to do it again and again, and in just 6 weeks. And why do I call it being a song coach, as opposed to this is a songwriting lesson? Well, I'm going to explain this to you right now. And you can also see it on the website at nickdimatteo.com/songcoaching or /thesongcoach. Either one will take you there. And there are 3 phases to this program. So number 1, I call Discover and Define, where we talk about your song, what state it's in, what kind of music you want it to be, how you hear it in your head. That's such a vital and important part of this. And if you're not sure how to describe how you hear that song in your head, I can get it out of you. That's one of the things I am expert at. And that comes with knowing what music has influenced you. That's a good touchstone. It's a good way to get there. And then we talk about why you've waited so long to bring this song to life. What are your self-limiting beliefs? It's a catchphrase, but it's true. There are things we believe about ourselves that prevent us from doing the things we were always meant to do, or that we just want to do and love to do and have a passion for. Any of those beliefs and fears that I mentioned before, or something entirely different, that's what we're going to discover. And once we discover that and really figure out where you're coming from and why you're here, and you haven't already written that song, then we can start talking about your past, things like what you already know, what you don't know about music, what you need to learn, and then we make a plan to fill in those knowledge gaps. And finally, in this first phase, we set clear goals based on your set of skills and needs and map out the rest of the process. Then phase 2, which I call Craft and Create, this is where the magic starts to happen. This is the thing that if you think of, I want to write a song, I want to work with somebody to help me write a song, it happens in phase 2. This is really where we start to get to the meat of the matter. We take the one song idea that's most important to you, the one that you always think of when you think, I could write a song. And again, it could just be an idea like, I want to write a song about trees or the person I love. It doesn't even have to go further than that. We'll find a way to create that song for you. We lay out specific steps and tasks, which include things like setting the song structure, fleshing out your lyrics, helping you get there with the lyrics, molding a melody, which again, that's one of my strong points. It's something that if you know nothing about melody, don't worry about it. I will get you there. Deciding on rhythmic style and tempo, maybe even discuss harmony and instrumentation and all of the elements that go into writing a song. We discuss every single one of those. And for each element, I go over common pitfalls. I explain in detail how to overcome them. And I teach you tools to do that, which is one of the most important things here, which is that after these 6 weeks, you will walk away, as I said, with the confidence and clarity, sure, but most importantly, the skills to do it again and again. And we make sure that's very clear, especially in this phase 2. And then finally, we go deep into the song's meaning and intention. We discover your unique perspective and approach and shape the song to have maximum originality and emotional impact. It's probably fair to say, I'll put it that way, that everything has had a song written about it in one way or another. Everything that has already existed has had a song written about it somehow. You can take something as simple as love. How many songs have been written about love? It doesn't matter. Think of all the movies that have been made about the same subject. So many of them are still very good and unique. They're good and unique, and they have a voice behind them and a passion behind them. And those are the things that we will find about your song. Don't tell yourself, oh, I want to write a song about some X subject, but everyone's already done it before. So what? You know who hasn't done it before? You. And that's what matters the most here. And that's one of the things we get to in phase 2, which brings us to phase 3, the final phase, which I call review and rock. The hard work is over. You've written the song. Now it's time to test it out. We put the song into action and see if it flows and works and sounds the way you want it to. And then we tweak it and massage it as much as needed to iron out any kinks. So what do I mean by putting it into action? That all depends on you, which is if you are already a musician, have some musical skill to some degree, I can coach you to do that yourself, to do a rudimentary demo, play it and sing it with me and for me, and we see how it flows. If that's not you, if you just want to be a writer, you have no musical skills at all, then let me take care of the performance part of it. I will play it for you. I will sing it for you on piano, guitar, what have you, and then we can determine together whether or not it works the way you want it to, whether or not it flows the way you want it to, if it has the message you want to convey, if it's the right style and all of that. And then we take notes and iron out those kinks. And once that's done, once you are 100% satisfied with the song as a living thing, we discuss how you might want to bring it into the world. Now, that could mean something as simple as transcribing it onto sheet music, which there are programs that I can help you use to do that. Or create a demo recording, something simple, voice and guitar, a voice and piano, maybe another instrument or two. Not a full production, but just enough so that there is a copy of this song in the world that you can share with others. Or you might want a fully produced song that can be shared on streaming services and pitched to the industry, let's say, and more professional setting, fully produced version of your song. That is something that we think of doing maybe after those 6 weeks are done. If that's something you'd like to transition to, we discuss it, because that is something that I've done hundreds and hundreds of times. You decide if you'd like to take the process that far, but either way, if we stop at phase 3, you've got a fully written song and all of the skills you need to do it again and again. And that song isn't just your song, it's the best version of your song that could possibly exist. That's what the Song Coach does. That's me. That's what I do. And that means it's time to celebrate it. And you can decide what that means for you. But for me, I'm just excited for you that you've been able to finally complete that song. So at this point, you might have some questions. And I will answer some of those questions here. But just a side note, go to nickdamadio.com/songcoaching or nickdamadio.com/thesongcoach. Either URL will get you there, and you're going to see a lot of this info, most of it, and some of the frequently asked questions and other things and ways to contact me to set up a free 30-minute call to get us started and to see if it's right for you. But to those questions, I don't know right now if what I've said, if all I've said, makes it sound easier or harder. But here is what I do know. I have used this exact method to bring to life hundreds of songs for me and my various artist permutations, and more importantly, for many other artists and people just like you who had little to no musical background whatsoever. Some of these songs have been featured in TV shows and films, podcasts and web series, stage shows, and other projects. Most of them are streaming, and many of them have gotten rave reviews from fans and industry folks and critics alike. I have decades of experience as a singer, songwriter, and producer. That's what I love to call myself because I love all three of those things equally. And in all other aspects of both the music creation and the music business. That includes being music supervisor for a film company, working with music for several web series and quite a few podcasts, among other things. And so, yes, music is my passion. But aside from music, what else do I do? I'm also a voiceover artist who's done dozens of commercials for clients like Trolley, HP Computers, Connect 4. I was the red checker in a Connect 4 commercial, and I was the original voice of the Ozempic commercials, the very first Ozempic commercials. That voice is me. And no, I didn't get a free supply. And I've been featured as an actor in films such as The Sopranos prequel, The Many Saints of Newark, and in many commercial TV and web projects. Some of my work has even won awards, I am happy to say. And you might be happy to say, big deal. So what? The real question is, why would you want to work with me? And here's why. No matter what else I've done, as I said before, my number one passion and mode of expression has always been music. I live it, I breathe it, as evidenced by not only the 20 or so albums I've released of original music and some cover tunes, but the over 300 episodes of my podcast, Music is Not a Genre, which was another way I display my passion for music and my knowledge of music and the way I have insights about certain forms of music and things like that. All of that contributes to the work that we will do together. I know that there are people in this world whose deepest thoughts and feelings can only be expressed through song, because I'm one of those people. You may or may not think I'm doing a great job here with this video and expressing myself, but I can tell you that I express myself much more clearly and deeply through song. That's something I'm going to help you do too. There are some things we have trouble speaking out loud, some emotions we have no idea how to describe or express, and music for me is the way I tap into those. It is catharsis, it is joy, and it is in large part my life. But that wasn't always the case. And here's something that you might really relate to. I spent years, 20 years, in 2 consecutive day jobs I didn't really want, subverting my desire to be the singer-songwriter performer I knew I could be. In fact, I buried it so much that my coworkers, in almost every case, had no idea I had any musical talent or passion or even interest. And I had been doing music on the side for all of those years, but couldn't bring it out as a person in my day jobs. I'm sure that's something that you relate to. At a certain point, too long, if you ask me, though not too late, because it's never too late, I couldn't keep pretending I was someone I wasn't, this professional, which, yes, that might be a part of my personality, might be a part of your personality, but there's some other part of you that hasn't been expressed. And I'm telling you that time is precious and life is short. You probably already know that. That may be one reason why you're here. So I quit my last day job and took the leap into committing fully to a life in music, and I never looked back. It's the best professional decision I ever made. And the people who know me, they say the same thing. They can see it, they can feel it. So I know you, not just because I've worked with so many people like you, but because I was you. If there's even a small part of you that feels like you have something special to give to the world through song, through music, then let me help you do that. I will coach you. I will get you there. That's why I use the word coach instead of teacher or lessons or things like that, because we work together. We bring this out of you in a way that is more organic. There are plenty of songwriting lessons out there that might give you the basics, the rudiments. And the thing is, there is no one way to write a song. The way to write a song is the way that works best for you. And in order to do that, you need a coach to get you there. You need a guide, and that's me. And I say you shouldn't just feel like you want to express yourself through song. I think you have to do it, because not one of the other 8 billion people on this planet can do what you do, can create what you can make the song that you can make. The world needs your voice. I have felt this, and I am telling you, you should feel confident and love yourself enough to feel that too. The world needs your voice. I just believe that wholeheartedly. I bet you've watched others do it. Music artist after music artist rise up the ranks, build successful careers. People way younger than you, maybe when you started thinking about music, you were in your teens and 20s, and you saw your contemporaries become famous one after another. Maybe, not people you knew, but people you were aware of. And then you got into your 30s and 40s, and that same age group of people in their teens and 20s were again becoming famous. And you feel like the world is passing you by, and you wonder why you haven't just leapt in. And at a certain point, you feel like, oh, it's too late. And again, it's never too late, ever. And not only have you seen some of these music artists do this and people in other fields, you may even see people you knew who finally took that leap and decided to go into the field that they've always been passionate about. I know someone who, after decades and decades of life, decided to finally become a professional writer, a novelist. I find that to be incredible and wonderful, and the exact kind of thing that I am here for. Those people that you know personally, they had to make this decision. Not everyone can make it themselves, and not everyone knows the path that they need to take. That's what my job is, and you can do it, and I think you will do it. And I know for a fact it's not too late, because you are alive and watching this video, and that's what matters. And that's why I do what I do for people like you, because I want everyone to have as fulfilling a life as possible. In fact, you can check out some of the testimonials of the people who have worked with me on my site. Again, nickdamadio.com/thesongcoach or /songcoaching. They can tell you better than I can the kind of work that we've done together and how it makes them feel and what they were able to accomplish. So a few final answers to some hard and fast questions you might still have. What if I've never written a song? Doesn't matter. Should be the full answer, but I'll elaborate. I've worked with people who have 10 unfinished songs, all the way to people who not only have no songs, but believe they have no musical talent either. So speaking of, what if I can't play or sing? Also doesn't matter. There have been plenty of very successful songwriters who couldn't do either. And I mean well-known, legendary songwriters who could not play or sing or read a note of music. That's what I'm here to help you with. None of that matters. Am I too old? Are you breathing? Then no. I once worked with a client in his 90s who wanted to create a musical and had all of this music he wanted to bring out. So no, you're not too old. Age is nothing when it comes to creative expression. It's nothing. What if I try to write with you and fail? You won't. I won't let that happen. That's the whole point of me being here, is that you will not fail. The fact that you came to me means you are already succeeding. That's fear talking, and the only real failure is not seeing something through to the end, period. That's why we do a 6-week program. We make sure you commit to those 6 weeks minimum so that you have that self-commitment and know that at the end of those 6 weeks, you will have finished something. And second, I learned through massive trial and error how to take even the most inscrutable song idea that keeps resisting completion for whatever reasons and turn it into something wonderful. I've done it hundreds of times, maybe thousands, and I can show you how to do it too. How long before I write something I like? Again, 6 weeks. We may get to something you like even sooner than that, but the full 6-week process will get you to a completely finished song. Again, the best version of your song, period. And if you'd like to take it further after those 6 weeks and record it and anything like that, we can do that too. I can get you all the way to the end of this road if that's where you'd like to take it. What if I get stuck or lose motivation? We all do that. And let me handle it. Don't worry about your own motivation. Motivation is one of those buzzwords that should be used less frequently, because there are plenty of days where I don't feel like doing what I love doing, but I commit to doing it and I do it anyway. You don't have to feel like you want to do it other than to work with me. And the days that you're unmotivated, come to me. I will take care of it. I am a master. I can talk about all of my songwriting skills, whatever you might want to say, but one thing I may be the best at is refocusing energy, redirecting the brain. I've done it for myself so many times, and for people I've worked with and my kids and all of that, and I can knock you out of any rut no matter how deep. What will I walk away with? You'll walk away with a song that is all yours. If that's how we write it, and every single idea in that song is yours, you've just written a song and that's what you come away with. Maybe even a small recording of it or something like that, but not just the song. Again, you get the confidence and the clarity, and you get the skills to do it yourself. You want to work with me again because you're not quite sure and you want to do another song with me and you enjoy the process and you enjoy the collaboration, I'm happy to do it. But at the end of those 6 weeks, that's your decision, because you're going to have the skills to do it yourself, and you can take it wherever you want to go next. Again, recorded or not, you have a finished song and you know how to do it again. What if I don't have the time? Okay, let me be honest. I don't have the time to do this video right now. I don't have the time to finish every project that I like to, but somehow I do it. How? I have developed consistent methods of organization and energy management and focus that get me from point A to point Z, regardless of whatever else is going on in my life. And I have had all of the normal things happen in life, more or less. And in the midst of that, I've released about 20 albums and EPs. I've seen every single one through to completion. If you have even a couple of hours each week for 6 weeks, then you already have the time. You already have the time. We work with your schedule. We work with the amount of time you have. If you want to stretch those 6 weeks out and do it every other week, and that works for you, we will do that. But what I'm saying to you is, saying you don't have the time is fear talking. You do. Speaking of time, I think I've taken up enough of yours. If you have any other questions and want to explore this further, I suggest 2 things. Again, go to nickdemadio.com/songcoaching or nickdemadio.com/thesongcoach and find out more. And while you're there, number 2, and I think this is a great suggestion, click any of the links and book a free 30-minute call. Zoom or, video or not video. I think video is better only because I get to see you and it's face-to-face and we really get to kind of connect in that way. But go to the website, nickdemadio.com/thesongcoach, and click any of the links. It will take you to a calendar where you can book a free 30-minute call so we can talk out your specifics for real and see if this is right for you. I know that it's right for me because I am the song coach and I'm ready when you are.